Hey, it's Meg. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's junk journal with me, I'm going to be catching up on some of the junk journal January prompts. So thank you guys so much for all your patience with these videos. I didn't actually plan to do like daily videos for this challenge. It was a very last minute thing, so I'm trying my best to share as much as I can for this. Normally I just share like photos over on Instagram, but it's been really fun to do some of these videos. And so I thought I would do a bit of a catch-up session, and it kind of allows me to like work on a few different prompts at once, because the other day when I did like I think it was days 8 and 9 in the same page, I really enjoyed working on the multiple prompts at once. So what I did is I've just made a note of some of the prompts that I'm yet to do, and I don't think I'm going to do all of them, but I might just pick a few and we'll just see where we go. The prompts that I have are dreamy, tickets and tags, muted, musical, and hand lettering. So I think I'm going to maybe pick tickets and tags, muted, and hand lettering. And to be fair, musical is one I can easily incorporate if I just like include some music sheet paper or something. But I think the tickets and tags will be a fun one. And then also hand lettering. I really enjoyed doing this page, and I kind of wanted to do something a little similar to this. So I've already cut out another illustration just from the same book, and I even did all of the little bits in between just with my craft knife whilst I was watching a Twitch stream the other day. And so I think I want to use this in one of my pages. I've also got this is some just tissue paper. I think it came out of a shoebox. I'm not quite sure. It's not as shiny as the other paper I had, so I don't think I'm going to get away with putting ink on it. But what I might do is maybe coffee stain it, because I really like the effect of where we have like coffee stained paper. Like this is what I did with some of the sheets previously. What I did was just brushed it on, and then it kind of dried all nice and crinkly. So I think I kind of want to make some more of that for this page. So that's probably the first thing I'm going to do, because that will need to dry. So let's just pop my journal off to the side for a second, and I might just cut off like a piece of this that we will use within this. So all I'm using for this is just some coffee, like instant coffee, that I've added some water to, and I'm just going to brush it on because the tissue paper is quite delicate, so I don't want to kind of saturate it too much because it might break on us, and that's not what I want. So I'm just going to sort of lay this on, let it sit for a minute, and then probably dry it so that it goes nice and crinkly. So anyway, whilst I'm doing this, I have some exciting news to share with you. So you might already know if you have been on the community tab of my channel, or you've kind of seen the posts pop up. That's normally where I post kind of like updates and things. But the lovely Barbara over at 49 Dragonflies has asked me if I wanted to be on her podcast, the junk journal one that she's been doing, and obviously I said yes, that sounds amazing. So what we're going to be doing is answering your junk journal questions. So what I'd love to know is if you have any questions that you would like to hear answered on the podcast. So you can drop a comment down below, and then we'll be able to look through everyone's questions, and we will try and answer as many as we can on the episode. But I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't done podcasting in a while because we finished season 1 of the Crafternoon podcast last year, and we are kind of planning for a season 2, but we don't have a date just yet. So it'll be really fun to be on Barbara's podcast, and I believe it will be coming out in about March time, but I'll be sure to kind of let you guys know when it is posted, so you can go listen to it if you would like. I really love listening to podcasts whilst I'm like creating and things, so I definitely recommend checking out her podcast if you haven't already. So there's our tissue paper, and I'm just going to leave that to dry. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and dried that, and you can hear just how like crinkly and lovely this tissue paper has gone. So I think I'm going to use that as a background element, and maybe I can have this kind of on top somehow. But I was thinking about a way to try and incorporate this into my page. So let's see which kind of spread I want to use. Maybe we'll go with one that's a little plain. I started off doing like in order, and then I've kind of jumped around as I've gone on in the journal. So I think I went like chronologically to about here, and then I decided to like skip a few, wasn't really enjoying those pages for the prompts that I had, and then came to this page. So maybe I'll even do this one here, which is kind of before this one, or I'm just thinking I kind of want like a plain page to work on. So maybe I'll work on this back page. And the great thing I find about an accordion journal is that you can, within reason, when there's not like a million things on your desk, is you can actually like lay your journal out flat so that you can work on it, which is really nice. So I'm just going to sort of move everything out of the way a bit and make sure that I'm still in frame. Okay, so I feel like this kind of matches our muted element of the prompt, and to be honest, my colour palettes are always pretty muted anyway. So I feel like this is going to be a good fit, but I do want to challenge myself a bit. So I'm just going to sort of crinkle that up a little bit. And then I'm wondering maybe if we can get a tag involved with this somehow. So the prompt was tickets and tags. So I think I'm going to take creative liberties with my own challenge, and I'm just going to do a tag. So I've got this like cute little mini tag here that I thought maybe I could incorporate into my layout. So I really like the idea of having this crinkled tissue paper as my base. So I'm just gonna put this maybe about here for now, and I might just trim this slightly because I do like the idea of it kind of overlapping on the edge, but I don't want it to be kind of too much. And then maybe we'll trim this slightly as well and give it an extra crinkle. So let's see, maybe we'll pop it this way round. And then I have various like little bits of scrap paper that I think I'm going to kind of work into this and try and include throughout the page, just to kind of add, I really want to add some more like texture and dimension to this rather than it being like a flat piece. I really loved how the flower that I did on, hold on, let me make sure this doesn't go everywhere. The flower that I did here, I really loved how the collaged element of that worked. So I definitely want to kind of use that kind of look within this and kind of have those like layers and the translucencies and things. So I'm going to start just gluing these bits down so that I don't lose their position. And I've loved using elements of this sewing paper in this journal as well, so I'm definitely going to include some of this as well. I just really love the translucent effect that it can give. So for example, I can pop it maybe like here and it will just push back that book text so you can still see it, but it just gives it that nice, maybe that's almost kind of like the dream-like kind of atmosphere to my journal page, if you will, because you know, you don't have to use the prompts necessarily like you know, word for word, like kind of the literal meaning. All it really is kind of a way to just spark some inspiration for you. So if you look at the prompts and decide that you only like one bit of it, I'd like to incorporate some of these stamps into my background as well, but I'm not sure on some of the colours of these, especially if I'm going for a more muted page. So I'm just going to pick out some of the ones that are more of a muted colour palette, so like the browns and things like that. I don't know about you, but like it's funny when I get like packs of stamps and things, because for me this stamp isn't very interesting because I'm in the UK, but I love seeing international stamps. So that's quite a funny one just to see in here, because that just looks like a regular stamp to me. So oh, there's a brown one as well. And the other thing I thought maybe, if I didn't like too many of these ones, is that I could always use the reverse side of them as well, and that would give me a more muted effect. So maybe one of the ones that aren't not too shiny, like this one's pretty shiny, but some of them have kind of lost the shiny backing. So like this one here, let me turn these over. That one's a little bit too yellowy-ish on the back. What else do we have? Those ones are pretty plain. I think we've got a kind of, there we go, maybe that one as well. So I think I might do a bit of a mix just to get that nice cohesive look, and I almost want them to be again worked into my background element. So let's see. So I'm just going to take these and kind of work them into my page, and it's kind of interesting, some of these, when they are like so thin, when you glue them down like backwards, you can kind of still see hints through the back of what the stamp was, but not quite. So it gives quite an interesting effect to your journal page. So maybe I'm not sure, I just don't want them to like detract too much from what's going on the page. Maybe this one, because it's a little bit more muted and I can kind of tuck it within what's going on there. This bit of packaging here I thought was really interesting, so I might use this maybe as a pocket in a future page, because it might be quite nice to kind of trim this down and use this. But I kind of just wanted the label, if I can tear it off properly, which I'm betting that I'm not going to be able to. I even tried to like start peeling it off ahead of time off camera to make sure that I could peel it off, but I don't think I'm going to be able to peel it off. I just wanted like the fancy writing on my journal page. Maybe I can get a little bit of it. There we go. Just to add as another element, and I don't know if you've seen Jane the Crazy, I think, here on YouTube, and also she's on Instagram. She has beautiful like traveler's notebook and journal flip throughs. I'll leave links to some of her videos and things down below. Absolutely amazing journals, and she shares them on Instagram as well. But she did a video, or like a reel recently, where it was like, tell me you journal without telling me you journal. And it was basically just like a montage of her peeling stickers off everything, and I thought that was hilarious, because I don't know about you, but I'm always like looking at different packaging and what can I peel off things, and people sometimes go like, oh, I've like saved this random label for you because I thought you might want to like put it in your journal, and I'm just like, yes, you're correct, I would love to put that in my journal, because sometimes it's just like things have really nice fonts or designs, and so just look really nice as part of pages. But I just thought then that reminded me to share with you guys, if you don't know who Jane is. So yeah, I'll leave her links down below. I've been loving her content recently. So I also have a band that goes around like a ball of yarn, because I taught myself to crochet last year, so now I have loads of these bands, which obviously I don't want to throw away, and I thought this could make a nice pocket perhaps, or a little like tuck spot. Now I don't know whether to put it maybe at the side of the page or maybe at the bottom. I'm tempted to almost like fold it in slightly, so maybe like to there perhaps, and then have it as almost like a little element here that I can then tuck, where did my tag go? There. To tuck my tag into, and like other bits as well, or a bit like a belly band maybe. I could even let me grab a paper clip. I could even paper clip it on now that I'm thinking about it. So hold on, this is a bit like a prototype as I'm thinking about things. So like that, and then like stick all this down at the back maybe, and then just have that as a little element there, and then pop my, let's see, pop my flower, whoops, here. Again, I'm probably going to have to do my flower at a bit of an angle, perhaps like that. I don't want to cover up what's underneath here too much. And then maybe I could have the flower coming over my little section here, and I might just cover up that it's a knitting band. Oh, that would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, so let's focus on this element first. So I'm going to tell you what I will do. I will tear it apart, and then I'm going to tear, which is the bit that we folded. So I'm going to tear this part off, and then I'm going to glue this part in so that we lose the bulk then of that like extra bit that was folded over. So let's just do that so that we've got a smaller band to work with, and then we can work on doing a little bit of decoration. So I'm thinking I might want to put it about here on the page, and maybe I can decorate it with, let's see, what have I got in my pile of papers. I have these papers that I stamped for a previous prompt that I think might be a nice little addition to work into this. So let's see, maybe I can just include like a small part of it on there. So let's maybe pop that and make sure it's not too much of a harsh edge. So let's go like that. And then I'm going to leave that overhanging because then I want that to kind of blend it into the page almost when I stick it down in a sec. And then I just need an extra part. And then I'm just going to bring in maybe some more of this coffee dyed tissue paper just to blend the page together a little bit. So I don't want to cover up too much because you are still going to see through it, but just enough to create a nice effect there. I think I might just add some washi tape here. So I've got this really delicate like pastel pink washi tape here, so I might just include some of that. And then I think I'm also going to include one of these labels to this page, so maybe we will add it there. And then I just want to add a little bit of text to this, so I'm just going to use this little stamp that is from Cat's Life Press. I'm just going to stamp this on here. It just says enjoy today. And the reason that I have stamped that onto the brown paper, not only is it creating a bit of contrast, but that label sticker that I used is really quite shiny. So I just didn't think that the ink would stick to it, so I just decided to stamp it on the brown. So there's our little band. So I'm just going to glue the back of this. So I'm just going to add it to my page, maybe about here-ish. I'm just conscious I don't want it too close to the center. So I haven't sealed the bottom of this because I was going with my plan of adding my tag in here, maybe like this. And then I'm just going to use a paper clip to add a bit of a 3D element. So I don't think I want to actually add anything to my tag for now. I might come back and add something, but I just think it's quite busy here with the little like belly band, I think it's called. or whatever it is that I've created on this page. So I don't want to add too much, and then maybe I can just add some writing or something on there, just as a nice easy way that I can take it out, write on it and pop it back. I think I'm going to come in with my main focal image here, and I'm just going to overlap it on the band here, just to kind of incorporate everything into the page. And it's kind of overlapping the top as well, but I think that incorporates it quite nicely. So I'm just going to make sure that's stuck down. And then I think for now I'm going to also leave it hanging on the top. And then unless it kind of like gets in the way or anything, I'm just going to leave it be. And I'm just going to trim the bottom because that would get quite annoying there. And then I'm just going to make sure that that is glued down. And so lastly, I think I'm just going to do maybe some lettering. Okay, so there we go. That is everything I think that I'm going to do for today. I hope you enjoyed journaling along with me and maybe catching up in your journal. Don't forget to let me know your questions for the podcast down below in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.